Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. This is Jasmine speaking. I'm very happy that you stumbled across my channel, and if you are completely new here, I just want to welcome you with the biggest welcome. Thank you very much for being here. I do celebrity tarot readings on demand. You can also find me as Bubbles on Ice on Tumblr, on Instagram, and also on Patreon. Now, if you go and look at my Patreon, I do a lot more detailed and longer readings there. I do put up a paywall for certain readings. That is because I also do a lot of readings that contains 18 plus issues. So, yeah, if you like my readings, I hope that you will consider to subscribe to my YouTube channel and maybe take a look at my Patreon as well. I'm not an English native speaker. That means I do struggle a little bit with my English, with pronunciations, and certainly a lot with grammar. But I do think that I do quite okay. But in case that it is difficult to understand what I'm saying, there is a choice underneath every video where you can just press show transcription and you will have everything texted. For those of you who are returning viewers who have been watching my videos for a while, I just want to thank you for coming back again. I really appreciate your support. You know that I always say that in every single video. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your encouragement. You really give me motivation, and it's because of you I am here. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful to all of you, and I don't take anyone for granted at all. This is for entertainment purposes only. All tarot readings are, because whoever we are doing the reading for is not here to defend themselves or confirm or deny anything that I have to say about them. So this is for entertainment purposes only. So keep that in mind. Today we are going to do a reading for Ateez San. This is actually a reading that has been requested from me for a long time ago. As you guys might know, my list is quite long. I get a lot of requests a lot of the time, and I try my very best to work my way down the list, but it is not always easy. But I do try my best. So I know that the person or the people who has been requesting for Ateez San reading, they have been waiting for quite a while. So here it is. I hope that I will do him justice, and I hope that you will be happy for my reading and that you will enjoy. So let's go ahead. I cleansed my cards beforehand today, so I will just go straight on with pulling them. I would like to tap into the energy of Ateez San. I want to ask my spirit guides and my angels and my ancestors to assist me in this reading. We would like to know a little bit more about Ateez San. What is going on for him right now at this current moment? What is there to know about Ateez San? Angel of Joyfulness. And we also have Goddess of the Sacred Path. Well, according to the first two cards that we have gotten here for Ateez San, it is They're telling us that something wondrous and magical is about to happen. And the cards also suggest that Ateez San needs to let go of logic and trust the intuition. Maybe he has been, very uncertain about things or certain topics and has been really spending time wondering about what to do. So the cards are now kind of coming with a solution, telling him that it is okay to let go of logic and trust his intuition. Because sometimes, it is hard because we might want one thing with our hearts, but our heads are telling us something else. So sometimes maybe we just need to let go of logic and just trust ourselves, trust our heart, trust our instincts. And when we do that, maybe something wondrous and magical might happen. You never know. So this is what the cards are saying. And we'll pull some more cards. Maybe they make even more sense along the way. What is there to know about Ateez San? Oh, okay. Got quite a few cards here. We got acceptance. We got notice the signs. And we also got innocence. As the cards are suggesting that he should let go of his logic in order to find something that is wondrous and magical, the cards are also suggesting that he needs to notice the signs. Maybe he needs to be more observant. He needs to trust his intuition, as they tell him, and start noticing small signs around him. He might have been receiving a lot of signs that are sent from heaven, but he hasn't really been paying attention enough, and he should, because there might be a lot of answers in those signs. And he's also asked to be more acceptant of himself. I think maybe a lot of times he is too strict with himself. He might be beat himself up a lot of the times, thinking some negative thoughts. Maybe he is restricting himself with self-doubt. So it is important that he actually learns to love himself and accept himself for who he is. And I also think that there is a lot of innocence in him. He is a very honest and open person who it's almost kind of gullible. He wants to believe that everyone and everything is good in this world. So he has this very innocent nature about him. We've got the Knight of Wands, the reversed Two of Wands, we also got the Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups, we got the Page of Pentacles, the Moon reversed, and the Hanged Man. Now take a look at all these cards. Let us see. I think he is a person who is really a lot of times very he works a lot inside his head. He works a lot inside his head, and he creates a lot of scenarios, and he kind of works them out. That's the way he works through his issues and his problems. Uh, and he is a person who needs a lot of alone time to recharge and reflect. And I think that is how he is given the opportunity to explore his inner world and be creative, because he's definitely a very creative person. He is someone who has a lot of ideas, a lot of things that he would like to try, a lot of things that he would like to uh, work with, and try to see whether he will succeed in his ideas. So he has a lot of ideas, a lot of ideas. He's very creative, and he's always in his head working with something, thinking about something. But it's not only about work, it is also about him recharging himself. It is his way of um, relaxing in a way. He he cannot be around people for too long at a time. He needs some time alone. He actually a lot of time alone to be able to think, to be able to recharge, and to able to relax. So yeah, maybe you can call him an introvert in some kind of way. I'm not saying that he is shy or he doesn't, like being around people, because he does, but there is also a big part of him um, that is, the true nature of an introvert. And I think even though he seems very reserved a lot of times, he also has this spontaneous and adventurous side. That is why we see this page and knight's energy here. Um, he is, I think he is a very fun person to hang out with, but it just kind of takes some time to break the ice. You don't get to know him very easily, but once you do, he becomes a very relaxed person. He becomes a very fun person to hang out with. So at first he might be a little bit shy or a little bit reserved, but once you get to know him, he changes a little bit. Um, and I think he's also very deeply passionate. I think he openly expresses thoughts and emotions. He's all about emotions. He's a very sensitive person, and he has a very strong and moral compass. Like he, um, he has a very strong sense of empathy, and he cares very deeply about his friends, his family, people that he really loves and cares about. Um, and he's very emotional. He's very in touch with his feelings, both like personal and professional relationships. He is a very generous person who gives a lot and takes a lot. But there is also a certain kind of energy that is telling me that sometimes he can also be a coward. Sometimes he can also, go behind people's back for some reason. Um, he he doesn't feel comfortable about speaking up about everything. So sometimes instead of actually speaking up, he will just go behind people's back, and I don't know, call it gossip or something, complain. Um, and also I think that this is because he sometimes can be oversensitive. He takes things very personally, and he needs to vent to someone. He needs to rant about the things that he feels when he feels he hasn't been treated right or correctly. If he feels that someone has been unfair to him, he needs to vent to someone. But other than that, I think he's very compassionate, and but he has a hard time vocalizing things. But I think he is a person that maybe shows it through his actions much more than his words. Um, yeah, and I do think that he is exceptionally dutiful, trustworthy, and a very committed person in total. And he also expects the same in return. Got the High Priestess. We also got the Three of Cups. And we have also got the Six of Swords. Three of Cups is all about celebration, get together, family time, hang out with friends. You have the High Priestess, which is about sacred knowledge, about knowing a lot of things, um, being intuitive. Sometimes it can also mean keeping secrets as well. And you also have the Six of Swords, which is all about leaving something behind. You kind of are a bit exhausted about the things that you have been fighting for, and you have decided to just leave it as it is. Um, so I definitely feel that he is a very complex person here. You see a lot of different elements, a lot of different traits here. He can both be introvert and social at the same time. It all depends how well you know him. He's also a very honest person, very open, but at the same time, there are things that he keeps secret about. So I do think that he is very open, like when he is with his fans. He's very open and shows the public side of himself, but he does protect his private life a lot. He keeps that very sacred. He doesn't talk about his private life very much, and the little that he talks about are things that he feels is okay to share, but a lot of the things he keeps to himself because he believes that those things are none of anyone's business. And I do think that he has had his struggles in life like everyone else. There has been ups and downs, and there has been, he has worked through a lot of issues and left behind, learned his lessons, and decided to move on. Um, he does have this vibe that tells me that he has an unforgiving nature. It's like I think that he holds on to grudges a lot of times. Because I think that he is, because he is this very emotional person, but emotional can sometimes also mean that you get oversensitive. You take you take things very personally, and that means that you sometimes get in a crabby and moody, kind of mood, and you are being overruled by emotions, and you can get easily offended, and that is how I think he is. He is normally a very nice guy, a very down to earth person, but at the same time, he cannot take critics that will make him easily, offended. He takes things very personally. And I think altogether, all the cards that we have gotten here is telling me that he is, first of all, very creative. He has this artistic expression within him. He's also a very big dreamer, and he's very sentimental, not just being very emotional, but he's also very nostalgic. He thinks a lot about his childhood memories. I do also think that I have a feeling that he's a family person. He has very strong foundations. And he is also the type of person that once you get to know him, he becomes much more committed. He becomes a long-term commitment kind of thing. He becomes very protective. He is very loyal. But he has this unforgiving nature. Once you cross the line, it is hard for him to forgive you. He might cut you off, because he's not able to forgive. But at the same time, on the other end, he can also be very clingy. I think as a romantic partner, especially, he might be the very clingy guy. He might be the guy that doesn't understand a no for a no. So when he actually likes someone and he gets rejected, he won't be the one to back out of it, like at once. It will take him several rounds to actually understand. He doesn't take rejections very easily. And he hates surprises. I think he is a person who likes to plan things in advance. And he definitely hates things like mind games and all that. Let's take a look at what is going on with his career right now. What's going on with his career? Tell us a little bit about his career, please. Oh yeah, this is a good card. Ten of Pentacles, a lot of money, steady income. We are also seeing, oh, look at this. We are also seeing, people agreeing on things. Maybe he is in, talks about new projects. Maybe he's making some new collaborations. We also have reversed Five of Swords. We have Justice. And we also got the Queen of Wands. He is a person who is very much about fairness, treating people fairly. It doesn't matter if you are the CEO or if you are the janitor or whatever. He will treat you with respect. He is very fair like that, and he believes that everyone who works with him has a part and is very important. So he always he's very mindful when he gives his credits to people. He wants everyone to feel appreciated, and that is what makes him, a very good person and very looked up to. People do admire him for his personality. He is very good with people. He's very good with his co-workers, the people that he works with, and the people that he collabs with. They like doing business with him. And he's also the type of person that if he do get into any kind of disagreement or fight, once it's over, it is over for him, unless you cross the line and he gets personally offended. Then he will not forgive you. Now let me see here just a little bit. I did create some of these cards. I need to take some of them out. For some of them are for my 18+ readings, which is not for this case right now. let's see more about his career. We have freshly brewed coffee, and we have my heart is bleeding. I have to say that I don't know very much about threats. No one believes me. I don't know very much about Ateez San's career, but I do sense that he is a very successful person in what he does. And I do feel that he has a lot of fans, he's very popular, and he's very much in the limelight. And I think that things are going very well for him. But at the same time, I do feel that, he is constant need of freshly brewed coffee because he's very exhausted. Because this is really hard work for him. It's not, just easy. It might looks easy from the outside that he's having fun, he's doing this thing that he loves, and he has a lot of fans, and he's popular, he's famous, he's rich. But it takes a lot of work, and he might need to be, awake at all times during a day. And it is hard for him because I don't think that people understand. Nobody believes that it is, the hard side of being this famous as well. So sometimes he does feel that his heart is bleeding because he doesn't feel that people understand him and understand how lonely he actually feels because he's working all the time. There are really not much time for him to relax and do the things that he likes. It is always about work and obligations. It is hard for him to find time to do anything personal, to do the things that he might want to do with family, friends, and maybe he has lost a lot of people along the way as well because, you know, there is a price that comes with fame. And I also feel that he might even get threats, because it's like even though he's popular and he has a lot of fans, he equally has a lot of haters as well. And I do feel that from the vibe I'm getting here, I feel that he might even get threats at times, and it's frightening. It is really the other side of this fame thing. It is good to be famous, to be noticed, to be cheered for your talents and skills, and to be worshipped and have fans and have people love you all over. But it is equally frightful to actually have haters as well, and that might even be something that you cannot stop thinking about. And maybe that is also the reason why he is exhausted as well, and he feels that no one believes him, that there is this other side of fame. Let's see, how about his love life? What is there to know about his love life? Oh, God. Guys, you know what happened? My card fell into my cup of coffee. The devil. I did say that he probably is a clingy type of person, especially when it comes to relationship. I think this is all about that. I think he does have a toxic side to him. Tell us about his love life, please. We've got the Four of Cups reversed, and we've got the King of Swords reversed. What else? Judgment reversed and the World reversed. It doesn't seem very optimistic at the moment. It does feel like that he hasn't really had the time to even think about a romantic life, because he is always engaged in work and obligations, and it is hard for him to have any time to actually indulge in any romantic connections. It doesn't mean that he doesn't want a romantic relationship, because I do feel that he is very lonely. I do feel this vibe that he's very lonely, and he does want, a loving and caring relationship with someone. But it is very hard due to a lot of things, not just because he doesn't have time, but also because of the person that he is, and that he is famous. And it is hard, to know and realizes what the intentions of people are. So he's always trying to be very, very careful. He's very afraid to be judged. He's very afraid of, not doing the right things. So I feel like he has been rejecting a lot of people as well, because deep inside, he's really scared. He wants it, but he is also, very scared. I think that he just wants someone that someone needs to be very genuine, and someone who is able to, really, really understand his situation. And he hates mind games, and I think he hates the thrill of chasing and all that. He's very passionate, very intense, and but at the same time, I feel like he's a very traditional guy. I don't think that I don't even know how to say this. I don't think that he likes dating. I think he just wants to find the right person and just fall into some kind of a committed love affair just after a few days. Um, if he feels that the person is right, then he's ready. Um, I think he might be the person that will kind of fall for someone, and suddenly it lasts for a lifetime. And he does want someone. But at the same time, he also has this need for independence, because he needs so much, as I said right in the beginning here, he is a person that needs a lot of time alone to do his things, to do things solo, to rest and recharge. And he doesn't like, the thought of dating, because I think the whole process frightens him. And that might, also be why he's reluctant to find a partner, even though he really feels lonely. But there's definitely a lot of sensuality, a lot of passion in him. I just think that he just needs the right person to take down his barriers. I think I think he needs to be aware, not just of his clinginess, but I think that he needs to be aware of his moodiness as well, because he takes things so personally, so easily. Um, he might be, a difficult person to be with. I think he is the type who might expect his partner to understand everything going on in his internal life, and he wants his partner to comfort him and to fix his problems. But when his partner does, he might lash out to them for intruding. um, so he is kind of hard to please. And he also has this traditional values. He is kind of old school. He does, really is, the type of person who is very old school and likes to keep things very traditional. He still doesn't have this understanding of equality of men and women. Oh, that's too many cards. I think I need to do this. These cards are a little bit hard to, to pull because they are, okay. I have been manipulated. Indecent photos. Let's take this one. Controlled. I'm not as strong as you think. Trust your instincts. I think he is very afraid that he might be, because he has fallen into some traps previously. He probably has, dated people who just was after his fame and, because he is who he is. And I also think that he likes to have control because he's not as strong as we think. He likes to have control and he gets very jealous and protective very easily. And as I say, I do have a feeling that he might be this traditional kind of man who doesn't value equality between a man and women, like that. Yeah, so he can be, a bit controlling at times. But he's definitely a very, passionate, intense lover. He likes, indecent photos and things like that. And he also knows exactly what type of woman that he wants. He knows that already, and he's not in doubt of that. And he trusts his instincts a lot when it comes to what type of woman he wants. He just haven't, found her yet. I got this question from someone that was asking me about a florist that he supposedly was rumored to be dating. Let's see if we can find out about that. Let me see what kind of cards I can use to find that out. Just a second, guys. I think we just use the tarot here. We would like to know if Ateez San has been dating a florist. Please tell us. Has he been dating a florist? The Chariot. It does seem like that, well, it is hard to tell exactly if it is the florist we're talking about here, but it definitely looks like that he has been in some kind of motion towards someone. He has been moving forwards with some kind of, what do you call it, suggestions or proposal to someone. So he might have been, on a chase for someone. I don't know whether this can be the florist or someone else, but the cards is definitely suggesting that he did or he was on his way to, you know, to move forward to someone with a proposal. So there you have it. Let's pull a few cards just to see if there's any more. If there's any more messages when it comes to Ateez San. For him, it is very important that people show them the true colors, who they really are, so that he will be able to know the whole story. Tell me your story. I want to know all of you. I want to be part of your story. And he also wants this person to be his guiding star. Because if he doesn't know the person, how can he trust them? He has been a fool before, and this is what he's afraid of. He's afraid of being a fool again, for believing someone. So for him, honesty is really important. It is really important for his person to show their true colors to him, in order for him to really fall in love. And he is a very headstrong person. He doesn't, just take anything, because for him, it is about finding the right person to have a committed relationship. He doesn't want to fool around. He doesn't want to date around. He doesn't want to have flings. He wants a lifelong partner. And I think I sense that he would rather use his time wisely and choose wisely to get to the right person. He wants the right person, and he doesn't really want to waste his time on people that don't matter. Let's see if we can have some kind of a time frame here. Time frame about when this is going to happen. Well, we're not getting a time frame. It is only saying it is going to happen eventually. Trust the process. So there you have it. So there you go, guys. This is about Ateez San. I hope that you are happy with this reading and that I have answered your questions. If you are content with this reading, please consider to subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.